Is your life chaos? And do you want it to stop being chaotic? Let me ask you something. How many things are currently floating around in your head right now? Groceries you need to buy, that email you forgot to answer, the project you should start, the random idea you had yesterday. Your brain is basically running a gazillion parallel processes, and 3 of them are playing music, and maybe one of them is humming the theme and the melody of the A-Team. Most people think this is normal, but today I'm going to show you the system that completely fixed that problem for me and how it made my brain quiet now. Because my life runs on a sophisticated GTD workflow. Demonstration later in the video. Hi, I survived chaos, built systems, now I'm optimizing reality. Today's topic, my GTD workflow. Today I'm going to walk you through my complete personal GTD workflow. This is a system I use to run my life. It includes Todoist, a calendar, Synology notes, and my digital document system. And together they create something magical, noise cancelling for my brain, and I can juggle way more things than I ever could before. Before I started to organize my life like this and build systems, my life was just kind of weird. It happened to me. Days went by, ideas came and disappeared, tasks popped into my head and vanished again. I forgot things constantly. I wanted to improve my life, but there was a problem. You cannot improve a life that lives entirely inside your head. Because your brain is terrible at storing tasks. Your brain is built for thinking, not remembering. Bless David Allen. Trying to run your life inside your head is like trying to run a company with sticky notes flying around in a hurricane. At some point I realized something important. If I want to take my life seriously, I need a system. The core rule, capture everything. This is the most important rule in my system. Everything goes into Todoist immediately. The moment something pops into my head, it straight goes into the Todoist inbox. Ideas, tasks, things I need to check later, projects, reminders, that cool song I heard on the radio, everything. Because the moment you write something down, your brain can let go of it. Your brain relaxes because it knows this is stored somewhere safe. Todoist is the core system of my life. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is open Todoist. The tab stays open all day basically, and I close it in the evening. Inside Todoist, I designed the life I want to live. My routines, my habits, my projects, my tasks. Everything is there. It's basically the operating system for my life. Instead of constantly asking myself, what should I do now? The system already knows. Now here's an important distinction. My calendar is not a productivity tool. I don't use it for time blocking. I don't schedule tasks. The calendar only contains things that happen at a specific time. Appointments, meeting, events. If I have to be somewhere at a specific point in time, it goes in the calendar. Everything else stays in Todoist. That separation keeps the system extremely clean. Tasks are not the same as information. That's where a notes system comes in. This is my long-term brain. Every idea, every brain dump, every piece of documentation, every plan, every project thought, everything gets written down there. This is my knowledge archive. If I learn something useful, it goes into my notes. If I have an idea, it goes into my notes. If I want to document something about my life or project, it goes into my notes. It's basically my personal Wikipedia. The final component is document storage. I have no paper, everything is digital. Bills, contracts, documents, spreadsheets, random files, everything lives on my server and everything is organized. Which means if I need a random document from 5 years ago, I can find it under a minute. That level of organization removes an insane amount of friction from my life. Okay, so here's how this actually goes. I wake up in the morning, first thing, morning routine, and check Todoist. I literally have tasks like brushing teeth on there. It's my trigger habit. Because I brush teeth automatically after that, it triggers me to open Todoist and tick off the tasks. And now I have the app open. You might think it doesn't make any sense putting brushing teeth on your to-do list, but if you think of it as a trigger habit, that it triggers you to open your to-do app first thing in the morning, suddenly it's not so stupid anymore. It still kind of is. I usually go over my first to-dos for the day, usually filtered for morning, and then I see what needs immediate attention and what I should check first thing when I start my day. Then I go to my desk or to the office and start working. One Todoist account for work, one Todoist account for my personal stuff. I have several categories of filters and labels, which helps me avoid being overwhelmed with the amount of tasks. I once made a video about all that, but the video is super low quality and I will do a new one at some point. Be a bit patient. So that's how I start my day. If something pops into my head or I get input, a task, or somebody says something important to me, I immediately open Todoist and put it in my inbox every time. As soon as I'm on my computer again, I clean my inbox and I organize and I schedule my tasks. No matter how you do it, what you need is a reliable app or method to capture everything quickly. Notes app is for long-term storage information, ideas, brain dumps, journals, whatever. Also always pinned as a tab on my browser. I use basically Notes to plan my goals or write down ideas most of the time. But it's also kind of my second brain. Any documentation about my life goes in there for later reference. Taxes, finances, checklists, templates, prompts for AI, contract information, ID and contact information and numbers, or my grocery list, and so on and so on. I mean, calendar is pretty self-explanatory. A calendar is basically essential if you don't want to drift aimlessly through life. If you don't have a proper digital calendar, stop this video right now and go create one immediately. Living without a calendar is way too much tax on your brain. You should not try to remember appointments and dates. For the love of God, you have other stuff to worry about. It's a giant waste of resources if you live without a calendar. Live and die by the to-do list. Of course, living in the to-do list only works if you plan accordingly, and that before the week even starts. During the week, it's just action mode, execution of tasks, no thinking beyond the task at hand, no decisions. Everything needs to have a time and it needs to be specific. Everything is prioritized and planned beforehand. I have another video on Todoist master tasks and how I plan my week with them. If you're interested, link in the down there part. Years ago, my life was absolute chaos. Not the cool startup founder chaos, more like drifting through days, forgetting things constantly, feeling busy but somehow getting nothing done. My brain was basically a broken notification center. Random thoughts like buy milk, start exercising, fix taxes, start a business, watch the documentary, email the person, learn Python, become a better human being, all at the same time, constantly floating around. And I kept thinking, maybe I just need more discipline. No. Turns out what I needed was an external brain. The biggest benefit of this system is not productivity, it's mental clarity. My brain is quiet now because my brain knows the system remembers everything. And that creates a feeling that is honestly hard to describe. Control. Instead of life happening to you, you run your life like a system. It took me years to refine this system. I started small, just a simple list. Then I added structure, then projects, then routines, then better organization. And slowly the system became more powerful. Now I honestly can't imagine living without it. If I leave my house without my phone, I get very anxious. Not because of social media, but because my external brain is missing. My entire life system is in that pocket. Trying to remember everything manually now feels completely insane. So the system looks like this: Todoist, tasks and daily life, calendar, events and appointments, Synology notes, knowledge and ideas, and document storage, everything digital. Together they form my external brain. If your brain feels noisy all the time, if you constantly feel like you are forgetting things, you probably don't need more discipline, you just need proper systems in your life. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more ideas about productivity, systems, and building a better life in the digital age. That's it. Join the botnet for the almighty algorithm. Peace out.